before we get to what we're here to talk about tonight, there's like so many news headlines that have happened that we can't neglect, like at least bring in a little bit of pastoral sensitivity to some of them, particularly as they intersect with the issue of race, because that's what we're here. That's what perspective is about, for perspective.
Yeah.
This is a pastoral reflection. There's not many times where you get three pastors that we know each other, love each other, trust each other. And sometimes I'll see the headline and I'm kind of playing around in my head with it. And it's not always what I'm going to preach about this upcoming Sunday. It's too many topics. So like, what's a thoughtful 3 or 4 sentence, like heart reaction to these headlines?
All right. So here we go. First headline. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day. Kurt?
Yeah, so I live on Wright Road. My last name is Wright. That is not a coincidence. My family has lived on the same property from before the Civil War.
I had no idea.
Wow.
There's
Are you
much.
serious?
I'm serious. There's much privilege in that. Much privilege. In my, we have like a history book of our family, another privilege. In part of kind of like this collection of things we have includes Native American arrowheads. And so probably in the 1820s, many Native people were moved out of Michigan. My family probably European descent showed up here around 1850. We don't know exactly. So what happened in that 30, 40 years is crazy. So I really am in tune, maybe not as much should be, but I think about that. I think about that a lot. And but here's the thing I want to challenge everybody. You know, we all live on native ground. Not me, because my ancestry goes back further. We all do. That's my thought.
So I think back to a series we did last spring called Forgive Us. And each week we asked for forgiveness. We confessed and repented, hopefully, of some of our issues. We asked different groups of people to forgive us. One of them was Indigenous peoples. It was the hardest sermon to write because the history is so depressing. The doctrine of discovery, if you don't know about that, you got to look it up. This was the Christian doctrine that allowed Christians to take lands and claim them from people who were not considered Christians. Ultimately saying that if you were not a follower of Jesus, you had less worth than one who was a follower of Jesus. I think that the whole idea of Europeans discovering America is really challenged more by kind of the reality of a European invasion of North America. And in the process, Christians appropriated the story of Israel as America's story, which is a serious theological and biblical problem. In the 1400s, there were 500 million natives in North America, and by the 1800s, there were 600,000.
Wow.
That's 4.4 million Native Americans dead. I don't know what to call that but a genocide. All right, Coy.
You know, I didn't hear about Indigenous People Day until a few minutes before we got on here because you guys told me about it. And yeah, I'm kind of lost for words. So I'm going to say I agree with both of what you guys said.
All right.
Can I do that?
That was the shortest
Yes,
commentary by Coy in the history of this whole Perspectives episode. He just agreed with the two
I feel
white
like
guys.
my oldest son does when he doesn't have an answer for you. I have nothing for you. That's what he does.
All right.